Welcome back to our special report on the Ohio murder mystery. It is not a shock anymore when a murder suspect gives himself away with his Google searches. I'm looking at you, Brian Walsh, Brian Koberger, and about 100 others. So naturally, police comb a suspect's electronics as carefully as they do the crime scene, because criminals use computers for all sorts of things besides answering their crimey questions. For instance, to buy things they later use in murders. And I know you remember Koberger's Amazon orders for a K-bar knife and a K-bar knife sheath and a sharpener. And then 8 months or so later, he was asking for like a repeat of it to replace the ones he lost at the crime scene. Or that he threw away as well. You know, Koberger also bought something else. He bought wiping software to cover his digital tracks. And it kind of covered up a lot of what the motive was. Like, we just don't know because the cops couldn't get to a lot of his stuff. Did Dr. Michael McKee do the same thing? Did he purchase the gun? Did he purchase the ammo? Did he purchase anything else for his alleged long trip? I'm joined now by Spencer McInvaille. He's the Director of Digital Forensics at Envista Forensics. Spencer, thanks so much for being on. I just want to ask, assuming that you've got a suspect already in cuffs, okay, how easy is it to actually take a fine-tooth comb to their purchase history?
Yeah, so typically we're going to look into the purchases that are made in a few different ways. Digital footprints are left based on the transactions that occur, so within the accounts that are used, as well on the device itself. So many people bank on their phones. They make purchases on their phones. So using those devices, a ton of information can be uncovered to show what's been purchased, what searches have occurred. You can look at a large history on those items.
How easy is it for people to mask their trail, assuming that they have half a brain? And this guy has about 12 to 15 years of university under his belt, albeit in medicine, but he's no dummy. If Spencer is if Michael McKee is the killer, how easy would it have been for him to mask his trail?
So people will employ different tactics to try and mask the things that they do to varying degrees of success. There are applications and methods that you can use to wipe devices or to delete history from those devices. And then there are applications that will help you hide things on mobile devices as well. Typically, forensic software does a good job at finding those sorts of items. But in instances where things are wiped and cleaned in a way that thwarts recovery, it does make it more difficult to understand the pattern or the history of the use of that device.
Talk to me a little bit about buying guns and bullets, because it's not the same as buying something from the Gap. There are a whole host of things that come into play when you make those other kinds of purchases.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of firearms, just in looking at if this is a normal firearms purchase, so as a homicide detective, we looked for purchases of firearms, or we traced firearms to see where they were purchased. The ATF has a process that's called E-Trace that allows for the search based on who purchased a firearm as well as serial number, so that's one way that can be tracked. But then also if you're searching or looking for your firearms sort of on the hand-to-hand trades or purchases on the street, those typically go through applications or communications on the mobile phone. So there are a few different ways that can be traced back to see where a firearm came from.
So I'm going to ask the control room if they can roll the video of the alleged killer in the back alley, because the police have said that it is indeed Michael McKee in the back alley after the murder of Spencer and Monique. I'm looking at his clothes. They're somewhat nondescript. But if police are looking for those particular items of clothing, is it possible to find that in purchase history, actual styles of clothing, or is it far too arcane, that kind of information, to nail that down?
If you have the suspect, in custody and you're able to get to many of their accounts or their search history, you could possibly find their purchase history. Typically, from my experience, when we're looking at videos like this and we see unique clothing or items of clothing that may help us match things together, those are items that you're going to see labeled in search warrants that are going to be sought. you'll be looking for those unique items, hoping to put these pieces back together.
Spencer McInvaille, you've been extraordinarily helpful, and I am only assuming that there are people hard at work right now doing everything that we were just talking about. Thank you so much for helping us sort through it.
Thank you.